Minecraft. Buckets of lava. Yes, yes. All right, I sound like Zisto there for a moment. It is another ultra hardcore pickup match, and I really enjoyed this one. Once again, I won't spoil it. Unknown number of episodes, unknown number of lengths. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, server says go. Let us go. And we are spawned in a forest somewhere. I do not see any people, and yes, I can go and do that. All right. So, I should go ahead and hit F3 just to see. I am kind of near the middle of the map on one side. And so I'm just grabbing some quick wood, and then we're going to take a look around and see if there are some better trees that I could cut down to possibly get some apples and some animals and all that good stuff. I see a plane over here. Keep an eye out for players, although we only have, how many do we have? Like 26 people or something, and the map is 2,000 by 2,000, I think. And I see pumpkins. Still don't see any players. And just want to see if I can find some oak trees. Alright. And it looks like Tiamo was just helping someone who didn't get properly scattered to a random spot. Well, I see some stone over here anyway, and some more sheep. I would like to find some food animals. Good luck, have fun. Alright, let's go ahead and grab some quick, easy stone while we're here. And so, yeah, it's another ultra hardcore. I don't know that I necessarily have any new strategies or things, but I do think I actually, hopefully, am learning some things each time I do this, and so I'm hoping that I will get better. I am worried about the fact that other people will perhaps get better faster than I will. And, yes, and I also really haven't had time, basically, like, it would be great to go on the Minecraft fan server and just practice some PvP with someone, but I haven't really had time to do that. And so all of the practice I am doing is pretty much the stuff that you were seeing on the screen and all these little bonus ultra hardcore videos. And someone has already taken a little bit of damage. First damage, yes. Achievement get. That is not achievement I want to get. All right. We have got a number of things that we can use for an axe that I will definitely need, a shovel that I might want, another pick, why not, and of course a sword. And so let's get these things in the right location on my bar. And so long as I'm here and I have it, I'll go ahead and even create a furnace while I have the crafting table out. All right. And we are off to continue trying to find some food. Okay, good. I see some oak trees over here. Player look, player look. And so, I guess we will chop down some of these trees in the hopes of finding some apples. Alright, and so I'm going to chop down a few trees that are kind of right here on the edge of the plain, and then try to kind of run around and circle around and try to circle back to this area is my plan, so that by then some of the leaves might have despawned and turned into apples. I hear someone digging, so we are in a little bit of trouble here. I am going to vacate the area just in case it's a crazy person who decides that they want to get into some PvP quickly. Which is good for no one. Alright, I should have looked down into the ground to try to see where they were, but I didn't. Alright, and so let's just try peeking in a different direction. Really need to find some food animals. Alright, let's try to keep priorities straight. I'm running right now, but that is quickly going to become untenable if I don't find food. Alright, yeah, let's switch to walking. Aha! Chicken! Great. Both food and feathers. Feathers were something I was sorely lacking at the beginning of the previous game. Yeah, feathers and a bow. Like, I couldn't get bows or arrows. And so I was happy when I finally found chickens, but I waited until like the 4th day to finally go after them. Since I'm going to be killing a few chickens around here, I'm going to chop down another tree in the hopes that the leaves despawn while I'm killing chickens. But yes, alright, we are in good shape in terms of that. I know I just heard another chicken and saw another chicken. Got sheep. Here we go. Sheep eating the grass. Hello, chicken. Thank you for your bounty. Feathers and delicious chicken. And there's another chicken over here. Let's chop down another tree. Hope I might get lucky with the apples. And actually, while I'm around here killing chickens, why don't I also go ahead and do this? Get some things cooking up. Alright, where did the chicken go? Here he is. I see you, chicken. Don't try to get away from me. Alright, and so no apples have fallen yet. And here's another chicken. Someone has found iron. Good for them. I will get to that in a little bit. Aha! An apple. Great. That was another thing I had trouble with last time. It's good to get an apple on the first day whenever you can. And I could really use 1 or 2 pieces of chicken so that I can sprint around for the rest of the day. Oh, I forgot to start my timer program. That was dumb. Let me go ahead and start it now.
0 minutes.
But that is a little bit behind. It's probably been... Yeah, it looks like it's noon. It's probably been like 4 minutes in. So I'm just going to have to watch. Where did this chicken go? There was another chicken over here. I hear him. Where'd you go, chicken? There you are. Right, it is useful to have a timer going throughout the game so you can keep track of the day-night cycles. And it's also useful not to get lost and lose track of your furnace. Alright, so let's go ahead and pick this up, no matter what state of cooking it's in. Let's go ahead and get some cooked chicken on my bar. And let's see, since I have 1 apple, should I be happy with that, or should I head back in the direction that I came? Actually, I would like to go in new directions in case I find any more. Might find some cows on the surface. I might find a nice ravine to try to get to. I might find some surface coal or something like that. Here's another chicken. Huzzah. Alright, and we appear to be coming up against one of the walls over here, and I don't really like the walls, because they make me feel cheaty if I try to exploit them underground, where you can use the glass to kind of like half close up part of the cave that you're in. And so, getting all turned around in here. But there are many chickens afoot. I hear a skeleton. And so I'm just going to kind of run away from that area. So many chickens. Alright, well I'm not going to want for food or feathers. Aha, and a swamp. I like swamps. And here is some kind of little thing that might go down into a cave system. Oh, and sand. I haven't gotten any sand yet. That's something I always like to do on the first day, so that I can cook up some glass underground. Alright. That is good, and I see some pigs over here at this point. I don't need the food. But I do like a swamp in terms of being relatively flat ground with only a few amount of trees. That often makes it easy to see mobs coming if you decide to like surface back up around here. Can cut down a couple more of these trees that might give me some apples. And also looks like there might be a cave system here that I could... Someone says, I see you. I wonder to whom they are speaking. Hopefully not me. I do not see any players. And so I can peek down here. I do have coal that I could go ahead and use for a torch. I hear some lava somewhere. Oops. I actually intended to make more torches than that. But let's go ahead and try to put some light right here. Here's some iron. Yeah, this could be a good place to go ahead and head on down. I'm not fully committed to going down here yet, but it is a nice way to get down very quickly, and I just want to see if I can get down. Yeah, this looks good. Here's some coal. Okay, great. Okay, no one's sneaking up on me. I'm going to take one more quick look on the surface to see if we happen to have any apples from the tree I just cut down. And let's also go ahead and make some more torches. Great. And make sure that this is well lit down in here before I head down here, and then I can just dig from here. Okay, great. Let's jump back up here. All right, take a quick look for apples. Yes, I see an apple. Great. Got some saplings. I'm not going to need the mushrooms. Don't see other players. And so I guess I might as well cover this up with dirt too. Do I have enough dirt? I only have 7 pieces of dirt right now. And so I will dig up a little bit more dirt to go ahead and cover up my hole. And by my guess, the sun is about to go down. Can I see where the sun is? It's still a little high in the sky. All right, so it seems like, yeah, I'm only about 4 minutes in, but let's go ahead and start digging for resources. Obviously, there's iron here, and who knows what else. So I will do... Oops, 1 piece short. There we go. All right, great. And we have a little bit of iron to get started, and then a nice way to dig down deep. All right, and meanwhile, I don't think you guys can hear it, but the weather here has started turning bad, and I hear that there is a fair chance of thunderstorms, and so I hope that does not mean we will end up with a power outage over here, because that would make Brian very sad. I hear some flowing water in this direction, and so I think I actually will try to go in this direction and see if I can get down to that water, but at the same time I do want to go down. And so let's kind of start my little staircase down this way. Oops. And for extra protection, let's go ahead and close that off behind me. All right, great. And then we've got plenty of coal at this point, and so I'll go ahead and set down my furnace and go ahead and get some of this iron started. Like so. And yeah, it is really raining outside. Let's see. So I haven't been doing well lately in Ultra Hardcore. My hope this time is to be a little bit more aggressive in terms of caves underground. Be a little bit more willing to take some damage from mobs. Oh, I should start a second. I need to get my sand cooking up. But iron is a slightly higher priority right now, so let's grab this iron and get that cooking. Dump that in there. Zing! Alright, but let's go ahead and... crafting table. Get another furnace. And I have enough for a bunch of glass. So we can be happy about that. Alright, and then we continue digging. Alright, and I should also get a little comfortable in my chair. At the beginning of the match, I always get a little bit excited, and I just realized I'm kind of like sitting on the edge of my chair and leaning forward into my monitor, and that is not a position that you can sustain for 2 or 3 hours at a time. And so now I'm a little bit more comfortable. And unfortunately, I do not hear the water that I heard before, and so it might have been some flowing water on the surface. I know there were a couple little lakes. Uh-oh, someone has gotten themselves into trouble. And so I forgot if I just showed it. I think there's like around 26 people, and the map is 2,000 by 2,000, I believe. And I believe this is a 3-hour match, or scheduled to be, before sudden death kicks in and everybody gets teleported to a tiny little area. Oh, neat. Let's use some shrubs, as though I actually know what I'm doing. And let's put on an iron chestplate. Huzzah! Making the chestplate first, most bang for the buck.
9 minutes.
So long as I'm up here, I will grab some free coal, something I often neglect to do. And then I might take all of this stuff and bring it down with me so I don't have to keep walking up and down. So let's grab that, and this, and I just accidentally knocked out a torch. And whatever state this glass is in, I will go ahead and grab it as well. All right. Let's continue down into the depths. I can see that this pick is going to be running out shortly, and so in a moment I'll swap it out for my other stone pick. But perhaps I'll get lucky and find some more iron soon and be able to make an iron pick. Alright, and I hear water again. Getting a tiny bit of block lag. Let's go ahead and swap these picks. And I can't tell what direction the water is. Might be to my right. Yeah, I think it might be over in this direction somewhere. It's definitely getting louder. I'm not sure if that's because I made a good right turn, or just because I'm getting lower. Gonna do a little bit of probing around, see if I can find the cave system. One thing I've been wondering about is if it's worth trying to make pistons, and then using pistons to kind of push around to find cave. Ooh! Alright, this time... Alright, I don't hear anybody. I know that I at least need to go into the abandoned mine shaft to get my 3 pieces of string. Why am I not picking up the string? Is my inventory full? It can't be. Okay, I did get string. Okay, great. And so while there aren't any sounds, I will be happy to have found the mine shaft. Gonna close off directions I'm not going. Some of them anyway. Oh, is that the glass wall? I think that might be the glass wall. Oh my gosh, diamond! I didn't realize I was that low. Let's make sure that... Alright, I don't even have an iron pick yet. Alright. Let's not panic. I think that's the glass wall, and so I think... Let's hit F3. Yeah, 991. I didn't realize I was this close to the edge. Alright, and so here is another piece of string. And... Alright. Water sources could be good, but that's really making me struggle over here. And here's another piece of string. Okay, great. So, yeah, this is actually a great start. I have some diamonds down there if I can find some more iron. I didn't go this way. This is some cheaty gravel here. Yes, and I'm holding plenty of gravel, and here's some more gravel. Let's go ahead and...
12 minutes.
Oh, does this open up into a cave, or is this where I just came down from? Okay, no, that was all cheaty gravel. Where did I just walk in? And do I see... Thought I might have just seen something moving over there. I did close it off. Alright, is this where I just walked in from? Yes, it is. Okay. So I definitely want to go ahead and make up some arrows with all of the materials that I have. But this is a nice lucky start. So let's go ahead and get the crafting table out. And... do a bit of this. Alright, that is good. I'll make some more in a little bit. I'm going to move that there. I have all this gravel. And I don't have anything else to cook up yet. Yes, I do have something else to cook up yet. I could be cooking up the sand still. And so we'll get that going once again. And I could also be cooking up more chicken. And so we'll get that going. And then I think there was only one direction in the abandoned mine shaft that I hadn't gone yet, but let me get a few more arrows first. And I'm kind of cutting out my staircase, but that's okay. I'm also knocking out my torches, which is less okay. I could make an iron shovel with my one piece of iron, but given that how early I am, I would prefer to just save it up and get some armor. Speaking of Zisto, I was watching Kurt and Zisto today, and Zisto was not having a good day. And I guess I'll save you from any other ultra-hardcore spoilers, since you might not have watched it yet. And I should totally make a bunch of sticks and make a bunch more torches. I hear a zombie. And at this point, how many arrows do I have? I have 20 arrows. Okay, great. And so, alright, there's some more iron, which is great. Let me get better blocks in my bar. Hold on. Okay. So, it doesn't look like there's anything above me, and the light is keeping that okay. Alright, so this is the only kind of new directions to go. There is some kind of cave over here that I'm not exploring right now, and so I'm going to close that off. Got a little bit of lag. Gold. Oh, and here's the edge of the map. Right, so fortunately the gold is on this side of the map, but I have to close this off because the rest of it is off limits to me. Okay.
15 minutes.
So let's get the iron, and then we can mine the gold. So yeah, I think this is a very fortunate start. So let's go ahead and get an iron pick made. Let's go ahead and chop down some of this just to make this easier to kind of walk through. Alright, furnaces, Furni, you have become an iron furnace. I will go ahead and use up these saplings to get that going. I still have the crafting table sitting right here. I think that's probably light enough, but let's go ahead and do that. I will get the iron pick, and then I have some gold and some diamonds already, which is outstanding. And I could also item repair the stone picks if I want. Okay. Iron pick. So the gold was right over here. So let's grab this. Six pieces, great. Let's make sure that this is nice and bright. And it looks like I have a nice lava area down there, and then the diamonds... Where were the diamonds? That's where I knocked out some water. The diamonds are over here. And... Oh, wow! Look how many diamonds there are. I didn't notice this. And I didn't get reeds on the first day. Oh, last time I got reeds right at the beginning. Alright, did I just get 7 diamonds? Yes, that is super awesome. Alright. Alright, let's not panic. Alright, 7 diamonds means I can go ahead, I can make a pick, I can make a sword, and I'll still have 2 left over for the enchanting table. Which I think is still the correct thing to do. Alright, I'm still short on iron. I need to go ahead, I can go ahead and start cooking up the gold. What do we have in here? Nothing. That can become gold. Alright, and so I'm going to need the iron for the rest of my armor and buckets and different things, and there was a lava pool where I could go explore down at the diamond layer, which could be good, but I'm going to go ahead and also put the rest of this chicken in here. Alright, and so basically it became dark at about 6 minutes, which would be light right around now, and so 16 minutes, so I want to try to go back up to the surface around 36 minutes, I believe.
18 minutes.
This way is a dead end. And so for the moment, How about I do this? Just so that I quit getting lost in here. Alright, that is, yes, this is the way down to where there was both some kind of cave over here, which I blocked off mostly, and stuff down at the lava layer. And I don't yet have a bucket, but I do like the idea of having some protection from the lava. Okay, there is the edge of the world again. Yeah, I don't like being around the edge of the world, because I feel like I have to be careful that I don't accidentally... Okay, here's some more iron. And can I make the... Did I have 3 more iron? Did I have more iron cooking already? If I can make a bucket right now, I need to make a bucket right now. Oops. And I should also make an easier stair right here. I know this mine shaft is like really tiny, but I keep getting lost in it. No, I still do need 1 more piece of iron. And then I can get the bucket. And so, right now, the only place I see the iron is over here, so let's just be very careful to not fall in lava. This is something I do not have practice with, because I almost always simply use a water bucket to mitigate risks around lava. And so I'm holding down Shift. Gonna try to place plenty and plenty and plenty of blocks. Gonna try not to let gravel fall on my head or something. Okay, I got 1 more piece of iron. And I can see that there's a cave system opened over here that I haven't lit up. Let's do that. Okay, great. Alright, then we're going to cook up 1 more piece of iron, we're going to get a bucket, and then continue. Alright, and... Right. Okay, got that going. We got our bucket. Gonna eat some chicken. Gonna grab me this water. We're gonna dump it right here. Gonna put some torches in here to make sure this area stays well lit. Oops. Water seems like it's spreading a little bit slowly. I wonder if the server is a tiny bit lagged. And so there was more iron in the ceiling that I saw, so I definitely want that. And as for the coal, how are my coal reserves doing right now? I've only got 9 pieces of coal, and so I should go ahead and get that as well. Alright. And so we're mining.
21 minutes.
Everybody is walking around Mine Town. Mining coal and iron, gold, and what can be found. Sooner or later, creepers come my way. I'd never find the diamond anyway. So, my tools keep on breaking away. Doesn't look like there's anything over here. I've got Minecraft. Log in every day. Yeah, I don't see anything. So let's try checking out this little cave. And hope that the lyrics to the song I'm singing don't come true. Everybody is falling into lava. Wow, more diamonds! Holy cow, and more iron. And a tiny little cave with no mobs. Alright, this is extremely fortunate. There's no 2 ways about it. I blame the cows and pigs, they push me 'cause they wanna. Sooner or later, spiders come my way. I never find the diamond anyway. I thought I just saw something. Wow, there is a cave up here that I did not see. Alright, and so let me go ahead and get some... I don't see anything coming right now. Let's go ahead and drop off a little bit more iron to get that cooking, so that I can make some more armor. But now, let's not make the mistake of counting our safe cave systems before they're hatched. Or whatever the appropriate analogy is. Okay, this could have been disaster if a mob had spawned, like a creeper could have spawned in here, and I just didn't see this opening. Need to pay careful attention. Alright, and there's a light coming from over here, and so, still don't hear any mobs. Oh, the light's coming from the daylight outside. All right. So I said right at the beginning that I didn't want to end up right next to the edge and take advantage of the glass, and I just took advantage of the glass. And actually, I should put more torches in there because when it becomes nightfall, that area will get a whole lot darker. All right, there's coal here, and I do need the coal. I am not accustomed to swimming in the diamonds like this. Like, I'm going to have to make a diamond shovel. I think. But first of all, we need to try to find some more iron. All right, that is good for now. And so I need to make sure that this is lit up. You can see that there's more mine shaft over there, but normally I wouldn't be able to see that, and so I'm going to pretend that I didn't see that. And I guess it doesn't matter anyway, because it's somewhere that I couldn't go. Oh, here's somewhere I can go. I'm not sure.
24 minutes.
I mean, I've got to be getting close to the edge of the map over here again, so I'm just going to close this up. Yeah, I'll even close it up over here. Okay, so we don't get to the edge of the map. All right, and now here's my little area. Yeah, with all these diamonds, I should go ahead and make a diamond shovel. Because then I can get the 16 more flint I need very quickly. Come back to me, diamonds. Well, there is a flint. I am probably holding a ton of gravel. Yes. All right. And so I should give like a target number so that I don't spend a ton of time doing this, but I would like to get, I don't know, 8 more flints, which would be 32 more arrows, and then I would be sitting pretty in terms of the bow and arrow. I could actually go and try to like find people on like the second night or something. Well, it's just going to be turning dark out soon. Yeah, and I still need more armor. I can't get too excited about my offensive capabilities when my defense is still pretty low. Okay, how many was that? 7 more. All right, that's pretty good. 48 arrows. Yes, it's going to take me a while to get through that. And somehow I still have 3 iron. Great, so I'll be able to make some pants now. I definitely also have some inventory that I can go ahead and offload somewhere. Just make a nice little hole in the ground where I can throw away. Stone picks I'm never going to need. Stone, that I'm not going to need. That I'm not going to need. Let's go ahead and stack those. That I'm not going to need. And I won't need all of that gravel. All right. That is reasonable. I want to go ahead and get that out of my inventory. All right. And then we can cover that up. There's always an outside shot that with all the arrows and the early bow that I have that somehow I'll run out of bow and arrow, and so I'll go ahead and do that. Yes, I'm using my diamond to do that. Was there anywhere to go over here? No. I also am going to need more buckets, but I don't have enough iron for it. I'm going to do the pants first. Alright, and so I guess I need to head back up towards the surface and hope that I find another cave system or something. What I should do is I should dig back up in a direction that gets me away from the edge of the map. Yeah, I can leave you behind, crafting table. And yes, this way is away
27 minutes
from the edge of the map. And so basically, I'm going to dig a staircase back this way. To try to get back to the surface in a different direction, and here's some more gold, which is super awesome. Alright. This is totally just the luckiest start ever. I hope I don't blow it. But yeah, hope to find just another cave system at iron level at this point. And also something that gets me away from the edge of the map. And whenever I find a good place to stop, I'll go ahead and set down the crafting table and furnaces to make the other things I need, or can go ahead and prepare. How am I doing on coal? 33. I'm actually not doing bad now, but I'll go ahead and grab a little bit more coal. Oh, and here's some iron. Great. And I heard walking sounds. I hear a skeleton, which is not as good. All right, but let's go ahead and get that. I will have boots in a moment. And let's get that. I can have an apple in a moment. All right, I definitely hear a skeleton nearby. I do have a bow and arrow, and so I can attack him from a distance. Let's go ahead and block that off behind me. Let's see if I can hear which direction the skeleton is. And let's go ahead and get glass on my bar, since I'll need it shortly. Presumably. It sounds like the skeleton is to my right. And I don't relish the thought of the skeleton, but it also does mean a cave system. Alright, great. Let's go ahead and make me some boots. And it sounds like the skeleton might be lower, like I'm hearing him more down here than I was up there, and so let's try digging this way, I guess. No, don't see a cave over here yet either. And that is all cooked up. I've got plenty of wood for more crafting tables if I need it. Gonna take one more shot to see if we can find the skeleton, because a cave system might provide me easier progress and more access to iron. Alright, that'll end the episode for today, and I am going to cut out a little bit of the footage between here and the next episode, because basically I just spend some uneventful time getting back up to the surface, and so in the next episode we'll probably start just as I'm coming back up to the top of the surface.